Hello, my friends. Jacob is here once again. happy Tuesday to you. The good thing you can't get this. Happy Tuesday to you. Oh, do me a favor, all right? Because I feel like subscribe for me. Will you? Share it around. Help me. I really felt like I needed to get something out to you because I know that a lot of you really look forward to the shows on Tuesday. So you want to call this recreating reality? Be careful with your words, all that stuff. Well, I've been stressed out about the flu, so much so that last week I actually taped a show about the H3N2, and I'm going to try to get it out to you. I'm going to attach it to this. Turns out my daughter has the flu. She's on Tamiflu, and now my doctor, my awesome doctor from Greece, Demos, he's fitting me in late night because he's so awesome. And we're going to see if I have the flu as well, which most likely I do because I'm sweating and tossing and turning. So no joke. This is nothing to joke around about. Make sure you got your Gatorade on hand and your NyQuil and your DayQuil and your, I just want to get better quills. And Tamiflu's out at a lot of places. I already called. I got one place where I can go pick it up. But in any event, I love you all. So I'm going to try to get, if I can't get the whole show out to you, I'm going to at least share this little adventure because this is so much fun, right? You having a good time? I'm having a great time. Love you all. Let's go inside and see if I have the flu too. Come on. So like 3 hours later, and here I am. I got to go pick up my Tamiflu, which I think I may just pick up tomorrow morning. In any event, people, hopefully you can just buckle up because now we can do the watch that flu show that I prepared for you. Joke's on me. Hello, my friends. Jacob is here. It's Tuesday. Forgive me. I have to take a little vitamin C because I want to make sure that my immune system is kicking today because, the flu, it's everywhere. And it's not good. And we've lost people that, we know people who know people. One of my son's counselors at his school just died of the flu. She overcame cancer and she's 39 years old. She had beautiful children. Everybody in the school loved her. People are heartbroken. She just died just a couple of days ago. Another 49-year-old man just died just about a week ago. In Long Island, we are having quite the influx of the flu. And I don't think enough people are talking about it. So that's why I wanted to come on today because this is an important topic. We haven't seen the flu happen like this in a long time. And people, you need to be aware of this. And there's some things that I'm going to tell you in today's show that will, it'll help you. It'll help you to avoid it. It'll help you to, if you get it, you know how to deal with it. And it'll help you from spreading it to others because you got a lot of meatheads that, they start coming down with something. They know they feel terrible, but, they're so scared what their boss thinks they're going to go to work anyway and then get everybody else sick. Or there's some other people that, their children, they're sick, but they have to work because they have to get by, so they send their children to school. Schools need to take a harder stance right now. They've actually closed some schools in Texas. They're thinking of closing some schools here to kind of sanitize everything because so many people have come down with it. A recent study said that over 100 people a week are dying from this flu. And you think the flu season is bad yet? We haven't even reached its peak time. February, March, we're like early here. And to have these numbers already coming in and to have people already starting to freak out because they're saying it's at epidemic levels. They have triage tents going up in California to deal with this. In Washington, it's out of control. And it's pretty much every single state in the United States is seeing an increase of flu. And in such a way, hospitals are like overflowing with people that have have caught this, and they're going downhill fast. That's why it's so important to be prepared. So today's show, I hope that you are ready for it. I hope that you are get a piece of paper and a pen, take down some notes, because these are some things that are going to help you. It's also going to open your eyes to why we don't have a real vaccine that works, and why they're forcing a vaccine on you that has nothing to do with this strain at all, and is based on, research and technology from decades ago. That's right, they haven't really improved a vaccine in a long time, but all that money, where's it going? Buckle up, people. So both my children, both my boys, they played ice hockey for many years, and we'd bring them to their games, and they loved doing it. It was important. And heartbreaking news was about this 10-year-old boy who started getting sick, and his parents, he wanted to go. Parents really didn't think that he was that bad. They took him there, and next thing you know, there's a turn for the worse. He ends up in a hospital, and he ends up dead. Healthy 10-year-old boy. Really, really sad. And that made the news, but there's something like over 30 children have just died from the flu recently as well. There's an IV bag shortage at hospitals right now because so many people have come down with it, and the hospitals, they're a little bit overwhelmed. They don't really know how to deal with it. They haven't been prepared. And that's the thing that kills me, because a lot of money is being sent to all of these organizations like the CDC and others that their main job is to make sure, that we are prepared for things like this. I don't get it. Dan, she did this year. You have to decide whether or not you want to do that. But I do know for a fact, because this is news, that the flu vaccine has nothing to do with the H3N2 virus that's going around that is killing people. It's like totally non-effective. It's not even close, because the way that they make this vaccine, it's made with egg, and it's resistant to it. Well, these viruses, they've gotten really smart. They're mutating, which is making it harder to predict which strain is going to come out, and it's making harder for us to combat it. So that's why we have to be super vigilant. We have to learn the signs, and we have to make sure that we aren't exposing others to our condition. If we start feeling achy, if we start having a runny nose and our throat starts to hurt, and our muscles start to cramp up, and we just feel overall like run down, and we're spiking a fever, and it comes on relatively quickly, it's a good call. You may have contacted the flu. Don't freak out. You got to stay hydrated. You got to stay in your bed. You got to get rest. You got to do everything that you can. Don't go to work. Don't go to the gym. I got to tell you, that's another thing too. Now, I was at the gym and I see people coughing and sneezing and blowing their nose. And I'm thinking, what are you doing at the gym, man? It's like, if your immune system is trying to combat something, and then you go and you exert yourself, you run yourself down even further, guess what? It just spreads so much faster, and it's so much harder for you to. But forget about that. What about the people using the machines next to you? People have to stop being so selfish, and they have to stop living in such fear. You see, the way the world is set up today, especially with big business and even Walmarts of the world and the Targets of the world and all these big box stores that are everywhere, they encourage a fear
an environment of fear. They have managers that treat their employees like they can never take a day off, because if they take a day off, well, they're going to be this and they're going to be written up for that, and they can't miss a holiday. And it's like we've become this society that everybody's running on this rat wheel, trying to get ahead and just basically getting by. Most Americans are basically getting by. I'd say probably 90% are getting by. Then there's a bunch that aren't even coming close to getting by. And then you got that like small little percentage on the top who are calling all the shots, that are, just living the life, right? Well, they'll get theirs in the long run, because I do believe that there is a karmic factor involved here. You reap what you sow. But let me tell you something. You can't let fear rule you. If you're sick, you have to stay home. And right now with the flu the way it is, it's going to be bad press for any organization to make somebody come into work, and any organization to write somebody up because their employee said they think they have the flu and they don't want to give it to somebody else. Let me go over some things that you should know, okay? Because even the chart, this was just run in Forbes. They just showed like the chart, and it's spiking, and it's not slowing down. They thought it was going to slow down a couple of weeks ago, but then it took an upturn. I was going to do a show on this a couple of weeks ago, because I said, oh man, because I don't like, who likes getting sick? No one likes getting sick, and something that is this contagious, it's spooky. I'm like a step away from walking out in public with a mask on. Hey, don't knock it. You go to an airport, put on a mask. If you're flying across country, put on a mask. Who cares what people think? It's better if you stay, healthy, and you don't get sick, and you don't end up, in some cases, sadly dying, which is what's happening. Here's how to treat and prevent the flu, okay? These are a couple of, I did a little research on it, and these are really the best ways, okay? Number one, avoid close contact. The rule's like 5 to 6 feet. Anybody that's sick, stay about 6 feet away from them. Just say, hey man, 6 feet rule, can't come near me, don't want to get the flu, okay? That's one thing. You gotta remember too, the virus can live on stuff for a long period of time, so if you share, say, an office space with somebody, and you're going in, you're gonna use that phone, right? Wipe the phone down. Have some wipes nearby. Carry a little hand sanitizer. We were making sure, Danielle and I were making sure that all the kids have their own hand sanitizer. Talk to your children about this too, because they're in school. I have a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, I have a 14-year-old, and I have a 6-year-old. And all of them are around other children. And many parents send their children to school sick because they gotta go to work. A lot of single parents out there that just can't afford to miss another day. Because when you have children, you got to stay home with them when they're sick. And sometimes, if they're just getting that little fever now, and you think you can just load them up with some Tylenol and some Motrin, get them to school, and let the school deal with it. Well, that's not the way to do it, okay? And it's incredibly selfish, and it's incredibly irresponsible, and we have to do better. We can't let this beast system, keep us in fear to the point where we're running ourselves to death. Yeah, it's just not a good thing. Okay, stay home when you're sick. That's like number 2 on the list. Don't go anywhere. Stay home. Stay in your room if you have a family. Have somebody come in, with a stick, handing you stuff, putting the food under the door. Noah, when we went to Florida a couple of years ago, he got the flu. It was bad, and I was like, because I'm not a germaphobe, but I like to be clean, and I like keeping things clean. And man, I was like spraying down everything, and I was making sure that everything was changed, and I had something over my mouth because I don't want to get sick. Who wants to get sick? All right. Number 3, cover your nose and your mouth. You got to cough, cover it. I have a way of doing it. When I sneeze or when I cough, I go right up into my shirt. I go just like this, right in here. It goes right all over. I know it's gross, but you know what? It doesn't fly out all over the place. It doesn't go into my hands. I don't have to worry about then touching somebody else getting sick. Clean your hands on a regular basis. Definitely do that as often as possible. Wash your hands if you can. Not to the point where you're crazy. Just, make sure that you do it. For at least 8 to 10 seconds, rubbing that hands, rubbing it clean, getting it off there. Avoid touching your eyes and your nose and your mouth. Very hard to do. Very hard to do because we all do this. You'll see me when I'm talking a video, I'm always touching things. Practice good health issues. Eat right, take care of yourself, get a good night's sleep. Keep your children home. I already went over that one. Tell your boss that you're sick. Tell them you have the flu and it would be irresponsible for you to come in. If they give you a hard time, let them deal with it because you're not going to get fired over this, especially what's going on in the nation today. Now, this is what you need to know, okay? So, unlike the cold, flu symptoms are a little bit different. Severe aches and muscle pain and joints. You start feeling that, it's a good call. You don't have a cold, you don't have strep throat, you probably got the flu, okay? Pain and tiredness around your eyes start to hurt. And you can always tell because you get that glossy-eyed look. Weakness and extreme fatigue, you're just beat down. It's a good call, you got the flu. And if you start feeling these signs come on quick, get to your walk-in. Get to that emergency walk-in. Get some Tamiflu, get antivirals. Even though some studies are saying that these antivirals like Tamiflu were making children trip out. Which, I don't know. I've taken Tamiflu. We all took Tamiflu when Noah got it, and we were okay. So be vigilant, do the right thing. And if you go to these walk-in clinics, try to steer clear. Try to steer clear of other people who may have the flu because maybe you don't have it and you don't want to get you there too. All right, warm, flushed skin, watery eyes, a headache, a dry cough, a sore throat, a runny nose, trouble breathing, shortness of breath because this is a respiratory thing and that's how people are dying. It's going in and people are going into shock and it's happening pretty quickly. Confusion, severe vomiting happens as well. Look, people. If you have the flu, it's not the end of the world. This is not, there are a lot of people, we're talking millions of Americans, right? And they're not all dying, okay? And I was a little disheartened to hear that healthy people were dying of this. One woman was a marathon runner and, you don't understand how this stuff happens and it scares you a little bit. And I gotta be honest, I don't like getting sick and I get a little worried about this stuff. But if you do the right thing and if you're vigilant, it's a good call. You're going to be okay. So don't stress out about it. I just wanted to, I thought it was important because I don't think enough people are talking about it. I want you to do your research, look into this, all right? Stay healthy. Take your vitamins. Go get some airborne if you want. If you're traveling, take precautions. If you're in a high volume place where there are a lot of people around you, you're going to Grand Central Station, you're taking a train, wear the mask. You're not going to be the only one doing it. People are starting to do it. People are starting to catch on to how serious this is. And above all, people, live your life and have fun and be healthy and happy. And don't let anybody keep you from your joy. Don't let anybody steal it from you. Do me a favor and subscribe to and share it around. I got a really cool show in the works. I'm going to try to get it out to you by the end of the week. If not, it'll be Tuesday's show. Try to hit it to you Friday because I know you like one after the other. And I'm also thinking of doing like a Jacob Minutes. Something where I come on here once in a while just to kind of give you a little uplifting, little allegory, a little story, a little something to do. You tell me in the comments if you think it's a good idea. I got a lot of that stuff that I like to share. But that's all I got for today. So stay healthy. Stay away from people that are sick and stay home if you are. And I love each and every one of you. Smash that like button. Give me a comment and do all that great stuff. I love you all. Talk to you soon. Here's a hug for you and here's a kiss. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.